I actually should have done this when I was developing, but it's too late for that now, so I'm going to record myself giving a little instructions on what I did and how I did it. So let me go to camera. Okay, and what time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Let me get my watch, my Walmart watch. 2:23 a.m. So I started Jermaine Dupri's app, Jermaine Dupri A-Deck, PC Windows application, C#, in C#, and I started it at 12 and I finished it at 1:35 a.m. 12 a.m. and finished it at 1:35 a.m. I use professional Visual Studio professional version, and this is a trial version that I'm using, but I'm planning to buy it. And if you're a one-man shop like I am, you really should get the community version. It's free. But if you're a corporation, big label like Delph or Revolt or any of these other ones, you got to pay for it. Okay, these are the instructions. Now when I created this thing, I went to File, New, Project, and I selected WinForms-app.net framework. So when you install Visual Studio, you got to make sure you install the WinForms.net features. So you select this and you change the name. So I changed it. You can change it to be anything. So I had made it. I'm just going to say, for instance, JD. Let me just do this. First, let me just run JD's program. And I had already installed it. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do one for Diddy. This one is for Jermaine Dupri. And I already put this on his site. When you saw that little window pop up, that little box, it was checking for updates on my server, establishment.com, my site. And I created this in Visual Studio. So I'm going to start from scratch, just to let y'all know. So what time is it? It's 2:24 a.m. So let's create one for Diddy. I know one thing I'm going to have to do is, before I start, I'm going to need, first of all, let me use Chrome. I'm going to need some icons, some images. So I'm going to do Diddy. I told on Jermaine Dupri's site I wasn't going to do any more free ones, but this is an instructional video. And people just, when you're black, they just don't believe that you can do some shit. One time I actually went to a website. It was a black website. And somebody commented that black people don't know how to develop websites and stuff. Boy, I was mad as hell. And it was one of those rap websites. So images, Diddy. So I'm going to say the best ones. This one's cool. Creating a new folder and calling it Diddy. It goes by Sean, John, and Puffy or whatever, but I'm Diddy 1. Okay, this one, I think this one is from Press Play, I'm not sure. But I say this one has Diddy 2. This is a cool one. Diddy 3. This is cool. Diddy 4. 35. 36. 37. 38. 9. And finally, let's see, a black and white one be good. 10. Now, before I continue, I need one more thing. I need an icon file, an ICO file, which is the little icons that you see here. So I had a site that I like called ICO Convert, but every time I go there now, I say can't convert this file. So I do a search on convert JPEG to ICO. So I can't remember the site that, I think this is the one. See, that's the one that has some really good icons, formats. But as long as you know how to format the picture, I mean, you can go into, hold on for a minute. Let me just do something real quick. I can bring up Photoshop, bring up one of these pictures, and put a box or something around it. Like, see, this is the Impresario app, Impresario hologram app. See how when I create the icon, it put that circle around there? That was pre-formatted by that ICO Convert website. It's asking me to sign in. So I'm signing into Adobe. I forgot what my darn sign. I don't remember my password, but I'm not going to worry about that. Let me start up, oops, exit, yes. Let me start up Corel Painter. Corel Painter. Found out about Corel Painter when I was looking up Mike Thompson. He does a lot of art for the big name magazines and the game companies and all that stuff. He's a freelancer, and he was really promoting Painter. And actually, I saw a lot of ads with this new version. This is the latest version of Painter, Corel Painter. Corel was originally a Canadian company. I don't know if they've been bought out or not, but they started out as a Canadian company. Corel Draw and all that other stuff. For you millennials who may not know. And it's kind of slow about coming up. I can also quickly bring up Paint. When you really want something done quick and cheap, go to Microsoft's Paint. See how quick that came up? Now, let me pick the picture that I want to make an icon for. Open. Which one of these would be a good one for an icon? This one. Okay. This one, actually, let me select it. I'm selecting it, I'm copying it, I'm creating something new. Don't save. Paste. I can move it around here, and I can put maybe a star around this bad boy, but it won't. See, when you know how to, the better you are at Photoshop, which I'm not a good Photoshop person, but the better you are at Photoshop, the more you can do. There are people that know how to cut shapes out and make that shape, make the file the shape of the image, like this star here. So I'm putting this star here like this. So this is going to be the icon. I can make it this color, gray, blue. I don't know what color Puffy might like, but I'm going to go with black because it matches the outfit. And so I'm going to save it. Save it as a JPEG. Some people like to save it as PNG and stuff like that, and they know why, but I prefer JPEG. So I'm going to say Diddy 11. So now, see, this is this whole thing here. So if I really want to get fancy, I can go back to Photoshop would be better, but hell, open it anyway. Open pictures, Diddy here, and select this. The better I know this actually is better for painting. All kinds of, Photoshop is good for manipulating photos, but this, if you really want to get into painting, you know how to paint with pastels and all that stuff, Corel Painter is better. So I'm selecting it, and let's see, can I cut this, crop it or whatever? Where is it? Edit, canvas, layer, brushes, oh wait, it's going to 1600. I don't have time for this. I'm gonna stick with what I was doing. This is this size. It's gonna look this size, but what I can do to make it look better is do a paint bucket fill. So I'm gonna fill it in with maybe gray or something. Well, what's going on? It's not filling this in. Oh, here we go. Black. That's cool enough. So let me say that. Okay, so it took me a minute, so now let me go back to my website and this converter. I think I used this one last with Jermaine Dupri's. And you choose your file. See, big name celebrities probably would not want to do this, but somebody like me can get away with it. Pictures, Diddy, open. Diddy 11, convert. It's uploading, it's converting. It just downloaded it. Where it downloaded, I'm not sure. Let's see here. Oh, I was trying to open it. Let me go to close that out. Go to the file folder, and downloads is most likely where it put it. Downloads. ABC Diddy, there it is. I'm copying it. I'm just gonna keep it in that same directory so I can have all those images together. Diddy. And it's an ICO, so I don't have to worry about overwriting the other one. Where did it go? Right here. Okay, so I got these images. That was what I was starting off with. Now let me get started. So let me close out Jermaine Dupri's project. And let me open up a new one. Project. And I'm just gonna call it, I don't know what he's calling himself. Sean John is the safe bet. Revolt. SeanJohnRevolt. Is it Sean J? Let me be sure. Gotta spell the name right. I think it's Jean, like Wyclef Jean. Okay, it's Sean John. Okay. Alright. SeanJohnRevolt. Select WinFormsApp.net framework. And there it starts with the blank form. So, the bigger your screen, your window is, this is a laptop, a Dell laptop. It's not my little test machine, the HP. So I expand that out, make sure the form is selected. I change the text of the form. So I'm changing it to Sean John Revolt. Copyright 2017. Sean John. And my company, the establishment. You're watching me build this from scratch. I don't know how big this darn video is gonna be, but I'm gonna build it. Now, my toolbox is already open, so I'm gonna do the menu first. Menu strip. So you slide over. There's your menu strip. So I'm gonna say what? Sean John. That's the sub menu below Sean John. About. Bio. Sean John. Wikipedia. And that's enough there. I like to have the same look and feel for my apps browser. Revolt TV, Twitter. I don't know if he has Instagram, but I'm just gonna guess Instagram, Facebook. What else? While I'm thinking, I can go ahead and go to store. I can go to games. Actually, games should be over there before store. Store. So I'm just playing around here. What did I have on Jermaine Dupri's app? Here's my app. Let me bring my app up. Okay, the Rep Hologram app. I got stop. I got integrity, browser, games, store. So here we go. So I'm going here now. Back to Visual Studio. So browser, games. I'm just gonna put NFL Rush. I like that one. I put Roblox on Jermaine Dupri's. My little nephew was crazy about this game. Roblox. And these games were about the best ones. Let me see. I had one on mine. I was trying to be different, but there's a good one called Pac-Man Plus. And if you right click, you can see where it came from. So, cancel. Close that down. So, how do you program the functionality behind this stuff? Well, if I want to double click on this, you double click on it. This is about, so this is going to open up a little about box. Double click on it. It takes you to form1.cs. So I know that I want to bring up a message box. Message box. This is object oriented. These are pre-built classes by Microsoft. .NET. Show. This is the message. Now you got to know a little bit something. Sean John, AK, also known as Diddy, is a super producer who worked with the likes of Craig Mack, Notorious B.I.G., Lil Kim, Faith Evans, 112. Let me see. 112, and that's good enough right there. Until I hear feedback, I mean, come on. You don't want to, if you're a programmer, you don't want to be doing stuff for free. I've done enough free stuff, unless it's gonna some kind of way benefit you. I'm teaching class right now, so that's what my benefit is. So, and I kind of like to run it as I go. So I'm running the program. It's building it. Build selected. It's running. There it is. That's all I have right now is a menu. About. You see that Sean John, aka Diddy, also known as Diddy, is a super producer who also worked with the likes of Craig Mack, Notorious B.I.G., Lil Kim, Faith Evans, 112. And that's all it does. So, close that out. Now, how do you get the icons on here that I did on Jermaine Dupri's app? Well, you select it. Oops. You hit the right click, set image. It's going to come up with as a resource. All these additional files like music and other kind of files, images, are resources. Import. And it defaulted to that Jermaine Dupri one. I'm going to Diddy. And I'm going to pick this one. Open. Okay. And they put the image there. Bio. Right click, set image, import this one. See how I'm standing away from this one? Diddy might not want XXL in there, so I'm going to one of his images. Okay, so that's two of them there. So Revolt TV, right click, set image, import. I can't remember. I guess I did that one. Okay. Set image. Import. This one. That's another one, but I'm gonna put that one. I like Essence. My cousin Margaret Slade Kelly has worked with Essence for a long, long time, so I will put that one. Okay. Instagram. Set image. Import. I'm just going to use this one right here, the icon. Wait a minute, is that the icon one? That's the icon one. That one might not come up, but let's see. Okay, it did. All right. That must be the JPEG one. Okay, now one more. Set image, import, and this one. Okay, games, NFL Rush. Now, I can go ahead and I don't want to put any images here. I just got them here and here. You know, less is more, And more is scary. The more feedback I get, the scarier I get. So I wanted to do the functionality behind that. Select it, double click. Double click. So I want to bring up this site. Web, I know I'm using a web browser. Oops, I forgot to add the web browser. So let me hit cancel. Let me go back to the designer. Let me add a background image with Jermaine Dupri's, so you can change the color of the screen and these. See, I didn't do that before, but you can change all kind. You can select all kinds of colors. So I'm gonna go with, why not? Custom system. No, custom. But no, custom is the best. So I'll go with that one. So the background image, I'll go with one of these. This one. I don't want it to tile this time like I did Jermaine Dupri's. I want it to center. Now I could stretch it. That doesn't look good. Zoom. That's good. But I want to have the browser in here. So it's better for me to center it. That's the background. Now you can add a picture box and you can put pictures anywhere. So if I want to add a picture box right here, drag it onto the screen. You can select the size. And I have to go here to be selected. So where do I put the image at? I forgot. That's the background image. Where is it right quick? Image right here. So I can put one of these other ones here. This one would be good. And oops, look at there. See how it's like this? I had to stretch it out to here. But I think if I go back and let's see. Zoom. It'll fit inside this box. And I can put this right here. And I can add another picture box. The good thing about picture boxes is you can design functionality behind it. When I created the Prince Fan app, I created a game. When they click on the picture box, it has some functionality built behind it. So, image. I'm gonna pick another image. I like this one because it's looking back that way. And I don't know if that was already zoomed. Normal. So I got two. Now the thing is, how is it gonna look when it resizes? Save all. Start. Ooh, build errors. Why? Let's see. Would you like to continue? No. Let's look at why I got build errors. Probably a wrong file format. The name web does not exist. Oh, see, I started typing something here. Okay. So let me save this. Let me run it. And it's running. See, it looks good now, but when I expand it, see how that's right there? I want this to go all the way over here. And this is kind of low. The browser will cut that up. So let me go back to the designer. Select this one. And let me see. Where do I... think if I do this, it'll go over there to the far right. And this one, that's the background image. This one, where was I? Oh, you can change the cursor right here. And you can make it pretty much anything. You can make it a hand. You can make it this. You can make it, I don't know if you can import your own cursor. I don't know. I have always thought, when is somebody going to make a black or a brown hand? But I haven't done that myself. So when I made mine, I made a cross. This looks good. This up arrow. So I'm going to choose that. But I kind of got off on a little tangent there. I'm trying to figure out. I might have to just make it not stretch but tile. See, if I did tile, that's what it's gonna look like, and there's no point of doing that background color except for right here. So I'll just make it tile. Let me move that down. Let me go ahead and add the web browser. See the ease of programming now, drag and drop for a lot of stuff. So I'm adding a web browser control. For some reason it didn't. I'm glad it didn't do it. But let me select the web browser. Just leave the name the same, unless you're ticky. And I know Diddy, he likes stuff his way. Layout anchor. I like this. Oh, that's not what I want. Is it dock? Yeah, right here. This right here is what you want to select. See, if you select this, it's going to fill up the bottom part of the screen. You select the middle, it'll fill up pretty much the entire screen, and you can't change the length of it. That side over there, that side over there. So if I change the bottom, I can do this, and I can move this up to here. Save it, run it. Let's see how it looks. You see? Now I have no idea. You probably can change the color of this part right here. But I didn't put a URL in here. And you notice how this color bled through here? So the better you are at designing, the better your application will look. Close it out. Let me put the URL. See, it's easy as pie. A 12-year-old can do this. Revolt. Wait a minute. Revolt. I think it's revolt.tv. I think. We'll find out quickly as can be. You see, this is going on for quite a while here. We're gonna see if that was a good address. While this is doing that, let me go and see. Oh, there's my virus software, my firewall software. So I'm just gonna hit OK on this. It's taking a minute. Notice that there's no icon here. For mine, I have an icon file already there. I created the file, but I haven't set it up yet. And there we go. There's the Revolt. Now I noticed that with this website, when I was doing it with my other app, the Impresario app, I had problems playing videos and getting these links to work. Now I don't know what it is about this site, so I'm gonna throw it to his Twitter account. So what is Diddy's Twitter account? Okay, www.twitter.com. Twitter.com. I should already be logged in. I don't know what y'all might be doing, sniffing this darn password and all this stuff. But that's my account. So I want to search on Diddy. Search on Diddy. Is this the right one? Has he changed it? I don't remember it looking this way. It looked different. Anyway, I'm following this one. Maybe I was searching on the Revolt. Yeah, that's what I was searching on. Revolt. Okay. Alright. Now, so if you want to get his profile, just go here, copy, go back to close this one out, go back here, paste, save it. There we go. So there we go, the Revolt profile page that we just saw, and it's functional. So if I wanted to do a retweet, and I'm logged in as myself, so I can retweet it, and I'm not going to put a comment, but it's working. Okay, so close that out. Now, what had I done? Did I do the about one? I think I did. I didn't do the Wikipedia one. So I have a browser now. The web browser 1. It's called web browser 1 control. Everything that's going to these browsers, this one, anything that I put here or the store, is going to use web browser 1 control. So I'm going here, double click to get the functionality behind it. And it's, remember, it's form1.cs. Web browser 1, that's my class. Double click on it. Navigate. That's my method. You got to know something about this. And I know it's looking for a URL. It tells you right here what it wants. String URL. So I was going to Wikipedia, so I haven't searched on that. So I got to go to Wikipedia. I thought I had it open. Wikipedia.com. And I'm not going to show you guys everything, because you got to learn something here. So I'm going to go Sean John. I'm going to go back to Diddy. Let's see. I'll go Sean Combs. Sean John Combs. Okay. So I got this URL. Copying it. The thing that I'm going to show you is how to distribute. That's one of the most important things, is how to distribute the app once you get it all working. Paste. A semicolon can throw you off. If you got millions of lines of code and you go somewhere and update and forget a semicolon, you got to search through your code. But now it'll throw it to the right place, like it did that other error. So let's run this real quick. Save it, run it. Hopefully there's no errors. There we go. It's coming up with the Revolt website. Now, the more complicated you get, if you're adding a database, that's more complicated. If you're keeping it straight and simple, you just want something just to have your main website, something about you, some games. When I say Ghost in the Shell programming, this is the shell. This is supposed to be object-oriented programming, right? Why should I have to go out and create all these games when I'm not the best game designer? Some of these game designers have been working with this stuff since the DOS days. and the Windows 3.1 days. And these guys are doing stuff like Roblox now and all the Xbox stuff. So why should I have to program that? So that's when I say this is the shell and this is the extension, the already created object that I want to use. Now these people, look how my arrow is shaped like the up arrow thing here. Remote TV, I don't have that functionality. I'm not gonna give y'all everything because I noticed that these people now don't appreciate. They'll take your own and use it against you, laugh and pick at you like you ain't nothing. So why give you everything? Now I'm gonna exit out of that. I'm gonna show you how to. You go to Project SeanJohnRevolt Properties. You see this? Application, default icon right here. I'm gonna go back to pictures, Diddy. There's my ICO file. And there was something else I didn't do in the designer. I'm gonna go down. There was another icon down here somewhere. I gotta make sure the form is selected. Scroll down until I see icon right here. See this? See how easy this is? A 12-year-old can do it. And believe me, there are some good darn 12-year-old programmers. But anyway, let's just see how it looks. See how it already put his icon up there? Okay, there's the site. When I minimize it, the icon is there small. See how small that is? Now see how that picture is? I didn't realize it was going to be that small. But anyway, you can always change it. So I'm going to close it out. I'm going to go back to my project properties, application, right here. All this, you want to leave that alone. Just look at it for a minute. See the resources? These are all the images and stuff. And you select them right here. These are the properties right here of these images. I'm not showing my Solution Explorer, but you can see it here in Solution Explorer. This Solution Explorer is very important because you can change the action. Like if this was a music file, you can embed it as a resource. But anyway, what I'm concerned about is publishing, which is something you want to know. So I'm gonna say you have to assume that the person has administrator rights when he's installing these games and stuff. So C:/Sean John, what did I call this app? SeanJohnRevolt. I'm going to make it the same just to be consistent. Installation folder is going to be wherever you want it to be. If you want it to install, you definitely want it to install from the internet. You do not want to be going from client to client trying to install this stuff. This is my website. I haven't even created this directory yet, but I'm gonna call it SeanJohnRevolt / Make sure that it says application is available offline as well, launchable from the start menu. Application files, you don't want to change this, but I'm just showing it to you. Prerequisites, it's going to default to this, don't change it. Updates, this is what you want to change. The application should check for updates before the application starts. Choose this option to ensure that users who are connected to the network always run the latest updates. Okay, options, deployment, publisher name, the establishment, suite name, Sean John Revolt. I'm just gonna call this the same. I think if I put this here, it shouldn't have any problems. Deployment. I don't want to mess with none of this stuff here. Manifest, create desktop. Desktop shortcut. File associations. I'm not messing with that. So publish now. Build started. Publish succeeded. See this? No errors. So if you go to the file folder, file explorer, whatever they want to call it now, and you go to C, you'll see SeanJohnRevolt, and it has the application files. It has the executable, which is the SeanJohnRevolt.application in the setup file. These are the application files that it needs. Notice it had that one icon and stuff. So go up, go up, go up. I'm going to close that out for now. So now I'm done with the application, right? One thing that I have to make sure I do is close this out. And go to whatever your host is. Mine is GoDaddy.com. Shout out to GoDaddy. Go to root. It's called web root. I'm going to add a new, and you got to use Chrome because it lets you add folders. New. I'm adding a new folder. It's going to be called John Revolt. Right there. So scrolling down, there's SeanJohnRevolt. There are no files here, but I know through trial and error that I need another directory or folder, whatever you want to call it. So, oops, I did the wrong thing. Hit here, new folder, application space files. If you're on a Linux or Unix server, it's case sensitive. If you're not, then it's most likely it's not case sensitive, but this is what it's called, application space files. Now that I have this here, you will always want to do this in this order. Update the application files first. There's nothing here. Upload, add folder, scroll down to C. Where's C? Right here. Scroll down to SeanJohnRevolt, and you'll see application file. Don't select that one, select this one. That's the revision number right there. Okay. The next step, you got that, you got the files there. The next step is to go up to the top level, SeanJohnRevolt. Hit upload, add file. Go back to where you published to on a C drive, the hard drive. SeanJohnRevolt. Here are the two files you want to get. The application file, it's called manifest, but that's the application file, and the setup. So it's going there. SeanJohnRevolt, the application and setup. And that is it. You do that every time you want to distribute the application. So if I did all this right, it should work. So as you can see right here, there's no desktop icon. There's no and when you create it, it's gonna create it under my name, my company name, which is what I put as the publisher. See, I had Integrity, Prince, Fan, Rep, Hologram, and I don't see where I put the Impresario app. But in any case, so let me try to run it. Do. You got to run it. No, let me be safe. http://www.establishment.com/hope. Okay, SeanJohnRevolt. That's the name of the folder that it's in. And then this SeanJohnRevolt.application is the file. The first time you run this thing, it's going to install. If this works, okay, it's going to install. See, it just downloaded this. Now, in Internet Explorer, I think it jumps off and starts installing. But in these other browsers, you're going to have to open it up. And see, it's checking the server. It's going to install. So everything seems to be okay. Let's see. It's installing. Once it installs, it's going to try to run. This, you have to do your security stuff. I found out when I was messing around with those signatures that kept me from being able to publish and distribute. So I don't want to mess with that right now until I read up on it a little bit more. But you're going to get this error until you handle that stuff. Let's see. Run anyway. So it's going to run. My virus software is going to flag it. Run anyway. And there we go. It's flagging it again. Doesn't have the valid digital signature. Saying it's only 5 users. Fewer than 5 users, which is probably only me. I'm going to say okay. Maximize it. And there we go. It's running. Now, like I said, if you want to change it, here's about. Here's Wikipedia. Here's Revolt. I don't think I changed that. I didn't change any of that stuff. Okay. So, if you do any updates, once you do the updates to the app, to push it out, all you do is go back to your web hosting service. You can, if you want to be Mr. Nitty Gritty, you can do an FTP from the command line, but I like this little tool here. So you go back to the SeanJohnRevolt. You always do this first. Application files, right here. You say upload folder. You go to C. Once you go to SeanJohn, the more you publish, every time you publish, you're going to have a revision. So it'll be a totally separate folder for SeanJohnRevolt. So it'll be new folders down here. 10001, 0002, 3, and so on. So you just add the folder, and it's going to add it right up under here. Then you go back and you upload the new files. Now you might want to back this up first. But anyway, you add the files, which will be a new SeanJohnRevolt application, manifest, and a setup. And that's it, buddy. So every time you start it, I don't see the icon here. Where is it? It didn't have my icon, and I thought for sure I had made it do the icon. But let's see if there's the file right there. I don't see it. Should have created a desktop shortcut, but for whatever reason it didn't. And that's it. The basic shell. How quick was that? Finished it 3:16 a.m. Now I didn't add all the functionality. People don't appreciate shit. They want it for free. If they can get it for free, they're gonna get it for free. Anyway, so you see now, that's how quick you can do stuff. So I did Jermaine Dupri's fully functional app in 1 hour and 35 minutes. I don't do free stuff no more. The minimum I charge is $1,000. But guess what? You can get Visual Studio Professional, which has several programming languages, for $500. So should I charge $1,000 for this? There's that. There's the bio. There's all the functionality behind this. Instagram. Global14.com. Here's a Google search with all the images on Google search engine for Jermaine Dupri. These are the games. Basketball. Like I said, why should I spend all my time programming a game when they're out there? Now these companies might get smart and say, you're gonna pay me something for this. But see, they got their advertisements. The ones that smart do their advertisements and stuff. The ones that smarter, I didn't do none of this. They did this. And so I missed. Hit escape. Get out. Store. Amazon. There's no, as far as I know, there's no MP3 formats for this. So anyway, that's it. It took me 1 hour and 35 minutes to do this little demo app. And I'm doing this one for Sean John. I guess I'll go ahead and finish it outside of class. And it didn't create that desktop shortcut, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Other than that, that's it. You see, Visual Studio. Now if I wanted to, the more stuff that you choose to install, the more you can do. So if I open up a new project, that's the Windows Presentation Foundation, but I don't think that's the one for the App Store. You have to make sure you choose the right one for the App Store, class library and all that. And you can have more than one form in these apps. Like for instance, with my Prince Fan app, and I don't see where the icon was installed. I must not have chose that option. This comes up okay. The Prince Fan app that I created. Notice, when I first created this, I had no intention of creating an app with all this stuff. All I wanted to do was create like a little image viewer app that I had worked on before. That was, like I said, see, I'm better than what I was when I started this. This was the first one that I did. Well, actually I did years ago, about 2010 or 11. I was doing one for Shauna Faith, and it just wasn't as good as it is now. But anyway, these right here, these are not clickable right here. But if I go to games and love symbol find, which is something I created from scratch, if you hit start game, it's gonna prompt you, say click on the picture and guess where the love symbol is. There you go, you found it. Oop, I forgot to hit start. There we go, I found it. It's a little bit too easy, huh? Gotta hit start again. Look at that. I'm finding it like crazy. I must be psychic. What the heck? And you see, the more random, the better programmer you are, the better the game will be. So let me exit out of here and go to a different game. The trivia game. Start game. I knew how to do this one because when I was in college, I created Prof. It's called Prof, Professor for short. A Prof for short for Professor. And all it did was quiz you on different questions. What delayed sequel to Purple Rain didn't do well at the box office? I don't remember that, so that was wrong. So what is the name of Prince's band? I'm gonna say the Revolution. I got that one right. So I'm gonna exit out of this. I'm gonna play this. And it's playing Purple Rain, and I don't have it where you have any kind of controls. So you have to exit out to get that to stop. And that's it, buddies. Once you know how to do this, I wouldn't tell them. But if they want it quick, if they really want to say level me, how quick can you do it? You say a week to. If they really want to level, you say 2 days or a day. If you really want to show off, like I did, an hour and 35 minutes. And once you really know what you're doing, you probably can just go in here, go to Documents, go to Visual Studio 2017, go to the project. These are the project files. Copy and paste. And I'm gonna call it something else, like just test, just to see. And then, so now when I go in here to my Visual Studio, C# now, Visual Studio, open, project, documents, Visual Studio, projects, test. And you notice all this is called SeanJohnRevolt. See, so that may cause me all kinds of problems. But if you know what you're doing, application, I can change this to test and test. But let me show you something what happened here. I'm changing this to test, right? Now when I go to build this thing, it might give me errors. See, the project is still called SeanJohnRevolt. See how it gave me errors? Why did it give you errors, Professor? Professor Integrity? Because some of these names, some of these things, these controls already have the name. See, the namespace is SeanJohnRevolt. That's just a fancy way of saying your classes and stuff. All your stuff is in this folder, so to speak, or class or library or whatever you want to call it. So if I click on here, see here, see how this is already has SeanJohnRevolt. So it's not as easy as you may think. There's probably people that really know what they're doing probably can go in and change all this stuff. Have themselves a straight up model where they can just copy, paste the folder, have it all working. Maybe make a few changes here and there. You might want to have just a shell. Call it something generic. And then don't put all the functionality behind it. Alright, this has gone on long enough. This session is over. Your assignment is to finish the SeanJohnRevolt app. Home play. Not homework, home play. Let me stop recording here.